Hi everybody. Let's get my headphones in. Okay, so I've just finished recording Q&A part 1. So I'm going to get straight on to Q&A part 2. These are the first ones with ASMR questions. If you want to go and see that, I will put the link here. And that was a whispered video, and this is going to be a soft speaking from ear to ear. So this is like kind of quick fire questions. These are questions I can probably answer in single words or short sentences, which is like how that goes. Do you have any pets? No. I've had 3 hamsters in the past. And my last hamster, Willow, only lasted 2 months. She had an accident in a cage. It happened while I was out visiting my boyfriend in hospital because he was poorly. I think she may have dropped and landed on something on her back and paralysed herself. And it was late at night, so I thought if she's still poorly the next morning I'll take her to the vet. And I woke up the next morning and she was gone. So no. I'd like to know who your favourite Disney princess is. I don't really have a Disney princess favourite one. I'm not really into Disney. I loved Cinderella when I was younger. I still do. But that was just because I watched that as a child. However, I love Aurora, which is Sleeping Beauty, because I love that name. Taco Bell or Taco Time, which one is better? I've never had a taco before, and I'm assuming that those two are American companies, so I've never been to either. Here in Quebec, we call cookies biscuits. I want to know what you call them in the UK. Well, we call them biscuits as well. What is your favourite British comedy? Oh, my favourite. I can't just have one. Which one do I choose? I'm going to give you 2. My first one, which is like my number 2, was actually, it's a British comedy, but it's Allo Allo, which is based in France during the Second World War. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I still watch it when it's on TV now. And my number 1 favourite comedy, British comedy, is Red Dwarf. Love that programme. Love it, love it, love it. I could watch it every day. And I still quote Cat. When Cat's, he's fishing out a little fish and he's going, I'm going to eat your little fishy. I still do that all of the time. Not even when I'm eating fish, when I'm eating anything, I'll sing, I'm going to eat your little, and then something put there. What's on your bucket list? I don't have a bucket list. Should I? I mean, there are things I'd like to do, I'd like to go to Canada, but I've never sort of created an official bucket list or anything. What's on my bucket list? Well, I don't have a bucket list, but if I did, I guess maybe, I have no idea. I don't know. I've got lots of things. Going to other places is probably the most things on there. Going to other countries and experiencing other things. What's your favourite type of pizza? My favourite type of pizza is a pizza that I make. I can't have shop pizzas because I'm lactose intolerant and they don't do the correct cheese for me. But when I make my pizzas at home, I like to put bacon, red onion, cherry tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, and like a barbecue sauce from Sainsbury's on. And I usually I used to make my own bases, but it was such a faff. So you can actually buy ready-made bases for like £1. So I do that now. That's my favourite type of pizza. Favourite kind of tea? How do you like it? I won't show you this. I was going to show you this, but it had a skin on. It looks pretty minging. It's probably the same colour as my skin, if not a little bit darker. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of. I like it strong. It's brewed a long time, but milky. And it's PG Tips is my favourite brand. How often do you drink it? At least a couple of cups a day. Probably 3 or 4 cups a day. And it's actually PG Tips decaf. How old are you and where are you from? 32. Not 32. I'm 32. I forgot how old I was. I'm 32. Yeah. So I'm 32. I was born in 1982. And where I'm from, I'll put a video here explaining exactly where I'm from if you want to know exactly where I'm from. But I'm from England, the northeast of England. I currently live in a place called Middlesbrough, but my accent isn't from there because I grew up in different places in the northeast. What are your favourite bands? I kind of answered this before and I couldn't because I don't have a band. Like, I have artists that I like, but I don't really have a band that I like or listen to. My favourite artists at the moment are Eminem, Sam Smith. Oh, his voice. Oh, his voice is just beautiful. Rihanna's a long-term fave. I like her. Ariana Grande. Now, I'm not like an Ariana Grande fan. You know, I don't think she really dresses that nicely. But I love her songs. I absolutely love her songs. Got them on my phone and sort of singing along with them. So they're my artists at the moment. What kind of movies do you like? I pretty much like everything. Like literally everything. Barring horror. Don't like horror films. Can't stand them. They scare the bejesus out of me. Then I spend like the next 2 nights being jumpy and not wanting to go to sleep and like waking up. And no, people love watching horror because I like, oh, it's exciting. It's not exciting for me. It's scary and it puts me on edge and I don't like watching them. But I love psychological thrillers, comedies, rom-coms, all sorts. If you were a flower, what kind of flower would you be and why? Oh, I would be probably a daffodil or a tulip. And I only say those because they're my favourites. Daffodils and tulips actually both stink. They're not nice smelling flowers. My boyfriend bought me some tulips for our anniversary earlier on this month and they stunk, but they looked so pretty. Would it be a wild? No, maybe a bluebell. I'd be a bluebell. Come out in the spring, let everyone know that the weather's warming up. Pretty. Got my little bluebell. Yeah, I'd be a bluebell just because it's a sign that spring's coming, the weather's warming up, and when the weather warms up and you live in like a cold country or a miserable country, you're just like, oh, spring's on its way. Oh, she's put an animal as well. What about animal? I've always said I'd be a cat. I don't like cats. We don't get along. But I would be a cat because they just look like they have the best lives ever. Come and go as they please. Dinner on the table all the time. Come back, your hair stroked. They've just got it going on. When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up? When I was 8, I thought I was going to be a professional ice skater. when I was about 13, 14, I thought I'd be an embalmer. Was I an embalmer? Either an embalmer or a funeral technician. I don't know why. And then when I was kind of 16, I thought I might be a teacher. Didn't end up being any of those things. But that's what I thought I'd be. Blur or Oasis? Neither. If it was a life or death situation, I'd probably say Blur. If you had a day to organise a kitchen, a bathroom or a garage, which would you choose and why? Oh. Right, I'll rule out bathroom. Hey, cleaner bathrooms. Bathroom, garage or kitchen. Oh, garage or kitchen. This person knows I like organising. Oh, I'd probably say a kitchen. Not a bathroom because I don't like bathrooms. And a garage is probably full of spiders and cobwebs. So at least the kitchen isn't going to be full of that. And you can take it and transform it. So like the kitchen is usually the heart of the house. You can transform it so it makes it work perfectly. Right. Favourite childhood TV programme? I loved a programme called Green Claws. Not many people remember this. It was this giant, what was he? Green Claws was like this big monster thing. He was like a giant caterpillar, like a huge caterpillar with arms and legs. And he sort of lived in this house, and he had a greenhouse with Sally Ann, or is that Wurzel Gummidge? Anyway, so he had this greenhouse, and in the greenhouse was an owl, and he would get a plant pot, and he'd put a magic seed in, which was like a table tennis ball covered in glitter, and he'd put the seed in, and he'd put it in the tree, and when it was ready, the owl would go to-it-to-woo, and then Green Claws would have to come and answer some questions. And when he answered the questions, the tree trunk opened up and the seed had turned into a plant, and it was like an earring plant or a sock plant, and it was just a plant that grew things, random things. I loved it. Does anyone else remember Green Claws? If you could learn another language, what language would you learn? I would learn Spanish. I wanted to learn Spanish in school, but in my school we only did French and German. Never really fancied learning German. Although my dad knows German, he kind of learnt it later in life. But I kind of had to learn French because that was the only option now. Even back then I was like, I can't learn Spanish. Because I thought, of all these places, Germany, France and Spain, I'm more likely to go to Spain, like on holiday. I've been to France, maybe about, I think I've been twice, and that was with work. I've never actually been to France on holiday. I always go to Spain, so knowing a bit of Spanish would have come in handy. All those biscuits and whatnot, how do you stay in shape? I don't eat them all the time. Every time I do biscuits in Britain, I see people commenting saying, oh, you'll get diabetes. You can't eat like that, you'll cholesterol. I don't like eat like that. I don't have biscuits like that every day, all day, every day. I have a reasonably healthy diet. Yes, I love my biscuits and I love my sugar, but I always make sure I have a healthy dinner. I always have protein, carbs, lots of vegetables. My lunch is usually a sandwich, like ham and coleslaw sandwich, and I don't live off sugar. I don't have processed food. I don't really eat takeaways, so you don't need to worry about me getting diabetes. So that's kind of how I stay in shape. I don't really eat them very often. As far as staying in shape, I'm not in shape. I am so unfit. It's terrible how unfit I am, and I do know I need to take up some exercise, but I hate exercise with a passion. Not many people like it. You just need to push yourself, but I just can't be bothered. I have been very, very fortunate to have a body that just accepts what I give it, and I don't really put on much weight. I've been like that all my life. I could eat what I want and don't really put on much weight. I do watch what I eat now a little bit more, but I can get away with not exercising and kind of staying the same weight. Although I know that one day it's going to come back to bite me in the bum. I would like to take something up, but I just don't know what. If you were on Come Dine with me, what would you serve? Okay, starters would be bruschetta and delicious garlic dough balls. Bruschetta with buffalo mozzarella wrapped in Parma ham, grilled so that the Parma ham goes crispy and the buffalo mozzarella starts to melt, with dough balls and a salad of lamb's leaf, a little bit of rocket, some spinach drizzled in olive oil and balsamic vinegar, topped with a little bit of sea salt and cracked black pepper. And that's all I'd give. Dinner, what would I give for dinner? I'd probably cook them something Chinese or Thai curry or something. Maybe I'd give them a Thai curry. No, I wouldn't. I would do chicken satay skewers with some nice rice or noodles and some like water chestnuts and something. It would be better than that, obviously. And pudding, I would give them. I made this vegan ice cream the other day, just because I can't have dairy ice cream, obviously. So I made this vegan ice cream. So I'd give them coconut ice cream, vegan ice cream, with some like little homemade biscotti biscuits. Is anyone hungry yet? What is your favourite songs, music genre, artists? I've done my artists, songs, and I'll do my genre. I'd say my biggest genre is R&B, hip hop, rap. They're the ones I usually listen to. Rihanna, I'm always listening to, and Eminem. They're my biggest ones, Rihanna and Eminem. Drake, Kanye, Jay-Z. But then again, I listen to Ariana Grande, Sam Smith, a bit of soul in there, Beyonce. I do like a mixture, I really do. My music taste changed throughout the year of Christmas. My music's all very Christmassy, and I discover new artists with Christmas songs. But usually in the year, like in the normal time, it stays the same: hip hop, rap, R&B, pop. A bit of an odd question, but ever been to Sheffield? No. Will you do a house tour? Your house looks really neat, and I'm also very nosy. My house is not neat. I don't like my house. I won't do a house tour. I won't like take the camera and show you around the house, because my house isn't very nice. There are a lot of things that need done in my house, and I'm like not embarrassed to show it, but I wouldn't want to be like, oh, look at this room and this curtain board needs replaced because it's fallen off, but I can't get it replaced because it's not my house. So no, I won't do a room tour, like a house tour, but and this isn't a shameless plug, but on my other channel I do. It's not a house tour that I do. I'm doing an organising series on my other channel, so eventually you get to see all parts of my house, because I'm showing you, like, I'm organising this area, I'm organising this area of my bedroom. So eventually I'll show more of that on that channel, but as far as doing a house tour, not in this house, no, I don't like it. I too am northern and live in South Shields, which I believe isn't far from you. Do you know much of my town, and have you ever visited? If so, do you like it? I have visited South Shields a lot. I am from, originally from Whitley Bay. I grew up, well, I was sort of born in a place called Monkseaton, which you will know if you're from South Shields. But I grew up in Durham. However, my entire family live in Wallsend, which again, if you're from there, you'll know where Wallsend is. If you don't know where Wallsend is from, it's, if you ever heard of Hadrian's Wall, a lot of history behind Hadrian's Wall, but Wallsend is the end of Hadrian's Wall, hence the name Wallsend. You got Segadunum down there and everything. So I'm over that way a lot because I still come up and visit my family in Wallsend. My uncle lives in North Shields. My cousin lives there as well, so I'm not so much in South Shields. I'm usually more North Shields, Cullercoats, that sort of area. But I probably have been to South Shields, I just can't remember it because I probably haven't been there for a specific thing for a while. I've probably just more driven through it. Biscuits and tea seems to be a big thing in Britain. What other foods do you typically eat with tea? Doesn't necessarily have to be dunked in. Tea kind of, usually when you go around someone for a cuppa, you have biscuits or like snacky foods. You know, if I went round to someone's and like, oh, do you want a cup of tea? And be, yeah, oh, I've got any biscuits, I've got some Pringles, get some Pringles out. Or quite often I'll have a cup of tea with a bacon sandwich. Get me bacon sandwich out and get a cup of tea, that's nice. What's your favourite style of cookie? It's easy, a biscuit. What is the weirdest present anyone has ever given you? The only thing, when I wrote this down, I thought about it because I didn't want to be sitting here forever. The only thing I can think of is in weird presents was my granda. My granda's 95. When I was 26, 27, something like that, my granda gave me a cat, Teddy. And I will put a picture here. The look on my face says it all. Like, I was 27 and he's given me this cat teddy bear, and I'm like, obviously, you know, I was like, oh, thank you, Granda, that's lovely, really nice. When he scooted off me in the kitchen, me and my brother were taking funny pictures. But it was like, I don't want a teddy bear, although he did buy me Bernard, which I've put pictures of Bernard on my Instagram, but this cat was like horrible, weird fibres, it weren't nice. So I kind of gave that away straight away. But yeah, he got me a teddy bear. I was pretty odd at my age. Do you drive? If so, what do you drive, and what is the best car you've ever owned? Yes, I do drive. I currently drive a Hyundai Getz. It's a beast. Goes from 0 to 60 in 35 seconds. And the first car I ever owned was a 1992 gold Ford Fiesta. And it had a choke. And it pretty much fell apart on me. It was my brother's friends who was like a bit of a boy racer. It wasn't a souped up Fiesta, but he ragged it about. So that was my first car, and I remember getting it in November. I think I passed my test in October when I was 18, and I got the car in November, and I remember having to mess on with the choke. If you don't know what a manual choke is, Google it. It's a faff one. Most cars have a automatic choke these days. I had to like pull it out, push it in, pull it out in order to get it going in the snow. But it was still a good car. First one. How much do you know regarding geography? I'm going to try and be vague about this question. I wouldn't say I know that much. Geography is in where places are, I'm not too bad. I kind of know where everything is in the world, where countries are, and where the states are, like states in America and all that sort of stuff. But obviously that's not just what geography is. Geography is a lot more than that. So I would say I probably don't know that much. I enjoy learning more about geography now I'm older than I did at school. I didn't really enjoy it at school. Right, I need to go a bit faster on these. What's your favourite film? That is The Labyrinth with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. How many hours do you usually sleep? I usually sleep about 8 hours, but I've been trying something new where I sleep 6 hours, because apparently your sleep cycle is in multiples of 3 hours, and it worked, and then I kind of stopped doing it, so I might try and start sleeping for 6 hours again. Are you an early bird or a night owl? Night owl, definitely. What is your favourite beauty product? I won't give a brand because I'm not sort of brand loyal or anything when it comes to makeup, but product would have to be lip balm because I wear it all the time, or mascara because I've been blessed with blonde eyelashes. Oh, they're just wonderful. So it looks like I've got no eyelashes, so I need mascara. What's your favourite movie song of all time? Or is that movie and song? I'm going to say movie song. That would be Hallucination from The Labyrinth. It's my alarm clock on my phone. What's your favourite type of cheese? Lactose-free cheese. How do you make your scrambled eggs? I don't. Eggs are my arch nemesis and I don't eat them. They're horrible. Which country would you like to travel to? Canada. I want to go to Canada. I want to get a visa. What is the most beautiful place you have ever travelled to? The most beautiful place would probably be Ghent. I have been to a lot of places and they've been amazing, like the Grand Canyon was amazing, but Ghent was just so full of history, so clean, just beautiful to look at, absolutely stunning to look at. So I would say overall place would be Ghent. If you were not allowed to live in England anymore, where would you move to? Canada. Have you or do you want to visit the USA? Yes, I have been to New York and Las Vegas, and I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't go back to Vegas, but I would go back to New York. But I'd like to sort of go down the West Coast, San Francisco, San Diego, California, that sort of place. If you could go on vacation anywhere in the world, let's say all expenses are paid, where would you go? I would do a tour of America, and that's the entire continent of America, including Alaska, and just because I just think the amount of culture there is amazing, the stuff to see there is amazing. If it was an all expenses paid trip, I would do just a tour of everywhere. Would you ever visit Singapore? I've got to be honest, it's not somewhere that I've ever thought I want to visit, but I might want to go there when I'm older. It's definitely not something on my list at the moment, but when I was younger I never wanted to go to Germany, and now I'm older I'm like, I want to go to Germany. Sorry, SD card gave out on me again. So yeah, I might want to visit it one day, but it's not currently on a list of places I want to go. Have you ever visited Wales? I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have. When are you making a vid how to organise things? That's okay. I think that's a question about my other channel. I'm editing them now, so they'll be going up. You know who you are who asked that question. Okay, so I've if only my SD card had held out. So yes, that is part 2 of Q&A. I think I'm probably going to be getting more chatty questions. I'm going to have to try and keep that chat down to minimum. Yeah. It may just be part 2 of 3 or part 2 of 4. We shall see. I'll see you next time. Bye.